Hi, scholars. Today we're going to go ahead and we are going to do something with shapes that is really fun. So let's go ahead and share that screen. And we are going to go ahead and look at making shapes from other shapes. So that means we are going to look at some shapes and we're going to make some new shapes. So let's look at the first one. If we have our rhombus, right? And we have our rhombus. If we use a triangle, we can also make a rhombus. Two triangles together make a rhombus. So I'm just going to dot my line, dot, dot, dot. Two triangles make a rhombus. Let's go ahead and look at our next shape. Our next shape is a hexagon, right? So if we have our hexagon and it looks like this, what two shapes make that hexagon? Our trapezoid. So if we cut it in half, two trapezoids equal a hexagon. Two, two, two. Pretty easy, right? And fun. So let's look at that first one. Do you remember when we have a rhombus, how many triangles are in a rhombus? Well, if we go ahead and build it, let's bring this up. How many triangles do you see? That's right, that's two. Very nice. Okay, let's go ahead and look at our next shape. Our next shape is a hexagon, right? So let's look at our hexagon. How many trapezoids are in there? Well, if we do a line down the middle, two, 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 and let's add our pieces, one, and if we flip it, two. All right, now look at this one. This one is a little bit tricky. So now we're gonna look at our trapezoid and we wanna know how many triangles are in a trapezoid? Well, let's look and see. One, oh, we have to be tricky. Two, and I think we can add a third one, three. So that's three. Now, if you do not have the shapes, that's okay. You can go ahead and draw it. So I have one, two, and mine's a little bit longer, so this should be three. If I made it a little bit skinnier, we would have one, two, three. And if I don't have the shapes, I can just draw the line, dot, 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 and that would be one and two. And again, for the rhombus, if I don't have those shapes, I just draw a line and I have one and two. Let's check. So I did two. Yep, that's right. Let's look at the next one. We have two. That's right. Yep. And our last one, three. Okay, let's look at the paper that we're going to be doing today. Move this to the side. So now we have a sheet and we're going to go ahead and look and see. I'm going to start on the side. We're going to look at the shape and we're going to see how we can make those other shapes. So let's go ahead and look at our first shape. Okay, and our first shape is that hexagon. So if we have a hexagon and we know the shape's going to be trapezoids, how many trapezoids are in that hexagon? We draw our line. One, two, that's right, two. Okay, let's look at our next one. Oh, we just did this. Now they want us to use the shape triangles. So now we're going to go ahead and use the triangles for that trapezoid and we're going to see how many. So I think if I draw this a little bit better this time, one, two, oh, now we can see it. One, two, three. There are three triangles. Let's go ahead and look at that hexagon. And the hexagon wants us to use triangles this time. Oh, well, I think in order to make my triangle straight, let me move this up. I'm going to draw my line because I know that's the same shape on top. So it's easy for me to draw my lines if I do one down the middle and one across. Let's see how many triangles are in there. One, two, three, 4, 5, and 6. So there's 6 triangles in there. Now our next one looks like a sideway rhombus. So let's go ahead and see. We have one. Let me line it all the way up. Okay, so let's look at that rhombus. How many? 1 and 2. So there's 2 rhombuses within our other one. Okay, let's go ahead and flip that over. So now what it wants us to do is look at those different shapes, right? So we're going to see how many of those shapes can we find on here. So let's look and see. We're looking for triangles. They already did the line for us, dot, 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 and we have 1 and 2. So we're going to trace that. Now let's look at our rhombus. Ooh, we have 1, right? 2 and 3. These ones are a little bit tricky. Okay, let's look. Now they want us to use triangles. So we remember how to do this, right? Nice and easy. 1, 2, 3. And our last one, they want us to go ahead and do it right in the middle, right in half. And we're going to go 1 and 2. So all these shapes are hiding in the other shapes. That's fun, right? So today you can go ahead and you can cut out some shapes and try to build them yourself. That would be very fun. All right, great job. So today we are learning how to make shapes from other shapes.